Okay. What I want to do now, guys, I'm going to go through worksheet and worksheet. We've got a lot. You have access to all these things. There's really no order to this. We'll do the script sort of last. You have access to that. What I want to do first is let's create a demarcation between how much work you think you're doing in your business or your life to achieve any goal, how much you think you're doing compared to what you're actually doing. Because I can guarantee most of you guys are fantasizing that you're doing so much when you're doing fuck all, because I was that person too. Okay. Please be honest with yourself. Let's just have some fun with this. Okay. But there's no point lying to yourself anymore. If you're literally saying, Scott, I work all day, I'm so busy. And I go, cool. Show me your social media. Oh, I only made one video this week. What the fuck have you been doing? Let's just be completely honest. Okay. And I apologize for all the swearing. Who cares? It is what it is. All right. So, oh, that's not it. Share my screen. Let's start with, okay, cool. This is an interesting one. All right. Fritz, can you let me know you can see the 1 hour tracking sheet?
All good, Scott.
Okay. Let's go through this exercise one by one. I'll share the screen. I'll come back. We'll do this as a big group. Okay. So guys, you don't have to do this just for your hypnotherapy business. You can do this for a goal of, I want to lose 30 kilos in 4 days. I want to find a better relationship. You can do it for anything, but I'm going to talk about business because that's where you guys are here. Okay. So we call this 1 hour tracking. First, we need to find out what is the benchmark for you guys. Let's take an average work day, okay, or exercise routine, whatever you want, guys, and write down every activity that you did for 8 to 12 hours. Now, if you're working a full-time job, I understand you might only have an hour to dedicate to your business each day. Let's just write down what you're doing, okay? Take an average work day and write down your activity for what you did for 8 to 12 hours. Please include these things. Thoughts are included, meaning that if you sat there and thought about for 2 hours what people think of you, if you did a Facebook Live, that counts as 2 units of your time, 2 hours worth of your time. Okay. So I've got 1 hour down to 12. If you want to do it for 6 hours, that's fine. What did you do for each hour on a typical work day? Don't lie to yourself. Write it down. I'm not here to say you did it all wrong. I just need to know what you're doing.
Scott, if we're not working in this space full time, do you want us just to be tracking what we've done in therapy for that day? Okay.
Yes. If it's the goal of I want to grow my business, what do you averagely do, even if you've only got 3 hours a week to grow your business? What are you doing? I just need to know something. Because what people say they're doing is not what they're usually doing. It's, I work a full-time job. I have 3 hours dedicated to my business per week. For that 3 hours, I'm creating endless content. What you're really doing is watching Game of Thrones for 2 hours and an hour on your business per week. I just need to know what are those things. Okay, so each hour, did you spend the first hour of your day on mindset? Write it down. The second hour, you went and got a haircut for an hour, write it down. I don't know if that'd be a typical work day, I don't go on every day. I scrolled through social media to get motivated for 2 hours every day. Then I make one Facebook Live, which takes me 5 minutes. Then I spend 55 minutes worrying about it. Anything you're doing, typically for you, write it down. We say include CGA. CGAs are client getting activities. What are you doing to get clients? Your breaks, your meals, your coffee breaks, exercising, family time, sleep time. What is your schedule for a typical day? Okay, write them all down below and try and as best you can have a time allocation. Okay. And you can keep your cameras on, guys. If you've got questions, ask me, and then we can go through it. And then I'll share the screen back in just so I can see you guys. If it's pretty typical for you to literally do nothing but convince yourself you've done all the work you can do as a business owner, write that down. No point lying. Because we're just going to work this through what's known as inputs, processing, and outputs, which is a mental model, which is, we all know, is cause and effect. If I put something into the machine of my business, it'll process itself, i.e. it'll get the attention of clients, it'll book me a strategy call. The output is going to turn into the only metric I care about, which is income. Okay. Again, you can do this for your fitness goals, do this for your relationships. If you're stuck, yell it out. I will be kind and nice, don't worry. All bark, no bite.
Just looking through it, like things like writing blogs or a book, like where do they come in?
Yep. Yeah, they come in if you're spending quality time on it and you think they're heading towards a goal. No one just writes a book for the sake of it. I'll assume they wouldn't. No one
That's a
writes
business card.
Yeah. So you got to define what's that end goal. An end goal for eating food is I don't want to be hungry anymore. So as pedestrian as it is, it's got to be a reason for it. Okay, I just want to know what that thing is, because then we need to define, hey, you're spending 5 hours a week on a book. Do you know a book's probably not going to get you a client, but what if we spent 5 hours on YouTube and that turned into 5 paying clients? We're going to isolate the variables and look at asymmetry and see where you could spend your time more. And this all comes together from, we're told we have to do everything. You've got to write a book, got to stand on stage, got to do this. What if you don't? We don't do any of that stuff. Neither do our top earning students. But we can show you what they are doing, which turns into inputs and outputs. Okay. Josh, go for a minute.
Yeah, I was actually writing a book when I stumbled across your stuff and I watched a YouTube. I love how you say turn off your brain, because I could do that without emotions, anything. I can turn anything off for the most part, kind of weird like that. But you said something about sometimes people will write books to try to promote their business. And pretty much it was like, stop that, just put it on your business time. So I literally stopped making my book. So thanks to you. And
it's not to say those things don't work, but there's better things to put your effort into.
Exactly why I stopped.
Yep. Anyone else stuck on this? Now, I have noticed just in the comments, guys, just so you're aware, I apologize if I say we're going to move on to something, then another question pops up. I have to answer these questions. Okay. If the questions don't get answered, it means a student hasn't got what they want. So I apologize. It's going to be a lot of questions. I will say one thing and not move on to a half an hour. I apologize. Nothing I can do. When you guys are teaching and training people, you guys will have the same issues, but I'm here to make sure everyone gets their questions answered. Okay. So I'll do my best as I can to try and stick to the schedule. Fritz, go for it.
What do you recommend for people starting from scratch?
You're in a really good place. Just put into action what I'm going to talk about today, and take action. And the same rules apply. Taking action from the start or the middle or the end to scale. It's the same thing. Okay. Giles, go for it.
Okay. Well, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, go for it.
So I have two. The first one is where I'm currently at. And then the next one is the future. I'll explain that in a minute. So 6 a.m. get up, meal prep, 7 a.m. gym, 8 a.m. I work till 4:30. Okay. From 5 to 6 is usually supper, 6 to 7 is relax and veg. So really what it boils down to, I could skip through the rest, because really what it boils down to is right now I'm spending very little time promoting the business. I think I'm very much in the therapist mentality that it's more important to bring money in and work with clients. Now, what's the right word here? The good part, the negative part is I've been doing this for a long time, so I built my reputation. I get a lot of clients by referral. The bad part about that is I'm stagnant in terms of how much money I can make more per month.
Yes.
So the future is 5:30 gym. So gym is also meal prep. So I prep my meals for the day. So I only do it once and I don't have to think about it again.
Yep.
You talk about that in the 100K too.
Yep.
8 a.m. bring son to school. 9 a.m. to noon is what I hope to focus on videos and marketing. So really based on the 100K model, but I'm not sure. My question is, I'm not sure if that's enough time because they typically see clients from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. And then the night time would be kind of the same thing.
Yep.
Supper, relax, put son to bed at 8 o'clock, usually lights out by 10 o'clock.
Yep. So, and that's the reason why you won't be able to scale. It's the reason why our prices have to increase. It's the reason why we see less clients, because you're exhibiting what happened with me as well. And my prices are so low. Now, the way around that is something has to change. You can't keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. The future of your business relies on the social media you do right now, not what you do 2 weeks from now.
But the vision that I have from 9 to noon, because I know on your stuff you said you batch on Sunday, you usually do 14 views on Sunday.
Yep.
But are you saying that 9 to noon is not enough of a window to do marketing?
Of course it is. Half an hour is enough. Doing nothing is not enough. You can only work with what you've got. I can't give you extra hours in the day. I can't take other things away. But what we are going to look at, Giles, is where can we sacrifice your time that means nothing and do something then? And I'll show you the extreme of that, but I can only play with the variables you guys give me. If you have to spend 3 hours with your wife or husband for date night every night, I'm not going to stop that, but you may have to sacrifice time here just for now to make up for it later.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Next question, then we'll move on to the next part of this, guys.
So for someone who's starting from scratch, pretty much, of all the people who you've seen who really are successful at this and really have a big impact, are the particular channels or activities that they do? Is it posting videos on social media, or is the one thing that they should be doing the most?
Posting on social media. That's what people should do the most. Okay. And it's always going to come back to that. Always going to come back to a physical input that we can track the output. Okay. Anyone else stuck? Everyone got what they do for the day? Pretty simple. Okay. Now we've tracked that time. Let's see where you're wasting it. Okay. This is where it gets fun. Where did I put it? Sorry, guys. Bear with me. There we go. Okay. So looking at our list, what we have, now we need to look at some earning metrics. We're going to weigh up your actions and the things you do. We're going to give them a price. This will now give you clear proof where your time goes and how much you are potentially earning. It's quite interesting how this sort of lines up. All right. Let me introduce, looking at your list, let me introduce you to, just turn off your microphones, guys. Let me introduce you to what is going to cost you $1,000 each time you do it. What it's going to cost you. And these are just arbitrary numbers, but it proves a point. If on your list, you might not have written it, but you might realize this is what you're doing. Complaining, jealousy, blame, and old stories and overthinking everything is going to cost you $1,000. Worrying about what other people think, opinions from what people think, opinions from people that are broken, failing, like other therapists, following the trends, niche jumping, taking courses from people who are at the same level as you, sitting in Facebook groups comparing therapy skills, arguing on Facebook, eating junk food, watching Netflix, making logos, websites, funnels, and business names, sleeping in on work days, staying up late, deciding what to have for a meal each day, events, networking, business cards, free sessions and pro bono, conclusions as to why your business is this or why your business is that, listening to gurus because of their status. Just because a guru has millions of followers and following everything, you're following everything they say they're doing, but you're not getting the same results. Look at things logically. Joining multiple courses that regress your skills or adds complexity to things, getting more certified, making business about you, selfie stories and attentions, multiple products, multiple services, multiple funnels and websites, looking for instant gratification and results, mistaking symptoms and root causes in your life and business, ignoring cause and effect. If any of these things are on your list, that's what it's costing you. None of these things are worthwhile doing because they'll make you nothing as far as income. And I used to do this every day. This was me. Okay. Be honest, who does a lot of that each day? Yeah, be honest. Thank you for being honest, guys. Each time you do it, just remember, shit, that's cost me $1,000. Now, where did I get that $1,000 from? Complaining about everything, making everything about you, judging all that. Is that going to get you a client? No. So why would you do it? It's cost you $1,000. If you did the thing that would get you a client, which is none of those things, you'd have a client. Does that make sense? Any questions on that? Okay, yeah, go ahead.
See what I've noticed is that how much little time I've got, because I work 3 days
Sure.
a week, and then I put as much time in to the hypno business, but then the house needs dealing with.
Of course.
Need feeding, and yeah, I just read. I mean, and I do find that I'm snatching time.
Of course.
And the thing that's going in my head at the moment is, I think the part-time job needs to, you know, when maybe in the next couple of months, just
Sure.
you know.
Yep.
Because the business is coming in, but it's not. I don't really have enough time, which is what I'm starting to see. But, yeah.
But remember as well, there's enough evidence in the world where women who are working 3 full-time jobs, full-time carers of their kids, that can sacrifice 5 hours of sleep a night. I'm not saying do that, who are now multi-billionaires. So I get it. Everyone's in a different situation, but that cannot be an excuse. I've got a family. I've got this. I've got that. So have many other people. Look at J.K. Rowling. Classic example. Okay. I get it. We formulate those excuses, but that's all they are.
Yeah.
Do you have to sacrifice that hour of watching Game of Thrones? But Scott, I have to watch it. No, you don't.
No.
If you want to watch it, watch it.
Yeah. Mine's YouTube. I love YouTube. I wake up in the morning, have my coffee, it's on.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm spending a little
And then
bit
the rabbit hole down YouTube. You see what I'm going? You have to be honest with this stuff. Bea, go for it.
Thank you. It's really interesting to actually put this on paper and makes you realize how much time you're wasting. Going back to, you know, being on social media, is it mainly video that you want us to promote, or does it really matter?
We'll get to that. Yeah, I will get to that, the best sequence, but all in all, right at the start, you just put anything out there more than everybody else. But videos tends to have the best conversion because people can see you.
Right.
Okay. You're welcome. Fritz, question, then we'll keep going, guys.
2 questions. First one, what did you mean by making symptoms and root causes in your life/business?
Yes. Anyone has an idea? No, we just went through 2 days of ACH, which is my business isn't successful because it has to be money blocks, because that guru said it is. That's it. 6 months, I'm going to buy 5 courses and do money blocks for 6 months. Shit, those bills are still piling up. My inner child's still unhappy. The universe hasn't. See what I'm going? I'm looking for proof in things I'm doing. Here's an example. That's why I gave up everything mindset, because it did nothing for me except waste time. And it made me realize that all the things I didn't have, it brought the things I did have, which I didn't like, to more the forefront, because I realized, where's this abundance? Where's this? Where's this? You're telling me it's there. It should be there. 6 months later, I'm still in the same place. And my bank account's gone down another $5,000. I've got another 5 logins for 5 different programs, all talking the same thing. But when I look at you selling me that program, you're doing strategy calls, you're doing Facebook, you're doing YouTube, you're doing events, but you told me not to do those things. Epiphany. And all gurus do it. Okay. But I don't do mindset. You can do all that stuff. It's fine. I just want to show you what you have to do in the background. If you're spending 2 hours a day on mindset, I'd rather you spend 2 hours a day on YouTube making videos, not watching a Valerie, making videos, because that'll get you clients. Do the mindset stuff later. Okay. I'll come to you after Josh. Just hold those questions. I just want to go through the rest of this. Okay. Everyone happy with that so far? So we know what's going to cost us $1,000. Okay. Let's look at what's going to give us $1,000. Scott, I now know what not to do. What should I be doing? What's actually going to get me clients? Okay. So what if I did this instead? $1,000 activities would sound like daily planned CGAs without thinking. I'm going to get a schedule. If I put on my schedule, I'm going to post a YouTube video at 9 a.m., 12, 3 p.m., and 6 p.m. without thinking. Once I commit to that, that's going to go out every single day, no matter how I feel, what's going on in my life, the argument I'm in with my partner, my dog's sick. I don't care, guys. Get it done. If it's on your schedule, get it done. Symptom hunting. Instead of worrying about what people are talking about or arguing in Facebook groups, why don't I go symptom hunting? Building my audience, building trust. Okay, as you grow your business, you can start hiring a virtual assistant to do the symptom hunting for you. We show you how to do that in 100K. Building your audience, adding people to your audience list, growing that part, getting people to see what you're doing. We show you how to do that with a VA later on. Outreach on all programs. Whoever was asking about outreach before. Booking and taking strategy calls. Your day should wake up, I want to get 1 strategy call per day. Guys, don't go to bed until you get it. Get it done, make the money. Beautiful. Refining your niche, your offer, and your MOS. MOSing your therapy skill and time with clients, i.e. trimming the fat and making therapy quicker. Content creation, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, daily motion, blogs, podcasts, whatever you can think of. Anywhere your clients are, upload content, do lives, do all of that stuff. Okay, make sure you've got an offer, whether it's one-to-one services or groups or programs. Make sure you've got something to sell. Okay, eating properly, sleeping properly, exercising, meditation. If you do that on the same time every day, schedule it in. Don't miss it. If you need to have family time, schedule it in. Don't just have it randomly, as best as you can. Sticking to your personal schedule and CGA schedule. If you only want to work 2 hours a day in your business because you want to spend 8 hours with your family, schedule it in. And as best as you can, have your family try. I get it, won't always happen. Have them try and follow along. Like when mummy or daddy's working on the business, don't disturb me. I just need that 2 hours. Treating clients with your MOS, working with clients. If you're getting clients, that's awesome, fantastic. But how can I make the therapy quicker so I've got more time to do other things? Collecting testimonial videos, taking screenshots of testimonials, using that as your marketing. It's a big one, guys. Schedule your days off, schedule time off, schedule holidays. Add all these things into your schedule, refining your schedule, trimming the fat. If it takes you an hour and a half to go grocery shopping, you've scheduled that in. I'm sure you might have to get this maniacal about it. Can you get it down to an hour 15 or an hour? Do what I do. In most cases, I get my groceries delivered, which is cool because I hate going to the shops and it wastes time. I've got other things I can do that would grow the company. That's what we do, okay? Biggest thing, guys, hardest thing to do, keep your brain switched off because your emotions will go crazy. Your emotions will tell you, I've done enough social media. Your emotions will tell you to change your niche. Your emotions will have you follow other gurus with shiny objects. Turn it off once you commit to something. When it comes to the niche, guys, here's an example. You need to give a niche at least 60 to 90 days of consistent, crazy effort to get clients before you should think about changing it, because we need a big parcel of data to see where we're going wrong and where we're going right to analyze it. Lastly, ignoring trends, staying focused and consistent. If you're getting emails from all your favorite gurus, get rid of the email, take your name off the email list. Don't get caught in the rabbit hole of YouTube. Only go on your phone as an example to post something from your phone onto Facebook. Don't get lost in groups talking to other people. These are the activities that'll make you $1,000 per, as an example, per activity. And these are the basics. And that's everything. We teach all of this in the 100K, but that's what your day should look like. Not that. Okay. Any thoughts on that? Does that make sense? Okay. Now, sure, you still need to learn how to do this. You still need to learn, and we can't teach you here now, but you still need to learn, how do I use YouTube properly? How do I do the right Facebook? You still have to do that. But can you see the demarcation between what's going to lose me money, what's going to make me money? Okay, it is literally logical inputs. You can be the best therapist in the world. Okay, but if no one knows about you, what's the point? If you know about you, that's cool. It's not going to make you any money. Does that make sense, guys? Any thoughts on that? Pretty straightforward. Okay, we'll go to the last thing. What about something that could make me $100,000 long-term if I just did it now? Let's go long-term thinking. Okay, so from there, cost you, earn you. What about $100,000 per activity? Long-term thinking, not a month, might be 2 years from now. AMOS innovation. MOS is minimum optimum service. AMOS means abnormal MOS. The rest of the industry says you need 3 sessions to overcome anxiety. That's what's written in stone, apparently, in the therapy industry. But if I get it down to 1, I could reinvent the entire niche. I could reinvent the entire therapy business compared to everybody else. Long-term thinking. What if I gave up on one-to-one and went to creating an online program that solved a massive problem in my niche? Okay. Online programs are great for working on your business, not in it. And I can sell, I can have automated sales pages. I can have people enroll while I'm sleeping. Next one is customer happiness. Now, sure, you're not going to make everybody happy. And there's going to be a lot of people in this course who walk away going, oh, that was a waste of time. We can't help that. Customer happiness is the people that are happy. How can I make it happier for them? How can I give them a better value? How can I increase the practicality of the Kajabi platform, make it easier for them to get information? How can I do that? Ease and use of your product for those who are making online courses, ease and use, even for one-to-one. How can I get away from seeing clients face-to-face, which takes time and costs money and effort, and turn everything into online, where I can just see a client over Zoom? That's less effort. Automated selling, creating webinars, long-term innovation, completely solving once and for all a niche's entire problem. Okay, with the least amount of effort. That should always be in the back of your mind as you get better at therapists. Systems, scaling, long-term action, trimming the fat, hiring and training better virtual assistants, product improvement towards what I call pill form. Pill form is, let's imagine this, guys. Let's imagine someone came out and said, I can make everybody a millionaire with one pill, 100% guaranteed every time. Sure, the value of money would be much if that happened, but you sort of see where I'm going. This is just an example. But the pill would cost you $100,000. You pick up the pill, put it in your mouth, swallow it once, within 3 seconds, millionaire. Everyone would buy it. Now we use that as an example as how close can I get my therapy towards that? Pill form, least amount of time and effort. Building your war chest of income for those that are earning well over 6 figures. Well done, congratulations. Start thinking about, where's my money going? Investments, retirement. As a company owner, I have to pay for those who aren't Aussies. You have 501k, we have superannuation. I've got to pay that. It's a fucking pain. I've got to pay my own wages. I've got to pay my own superannuation. I've got to pay my own income. I'm going to do all of that stuff. It's a pain now, but long-term, I'm building a war chest that I can live off later. So you want to start thinking about that now, guys. Multiple streams of income. You can create short courses on Udemy, YouTube, passive income, short courses you can sell via your website, anything that's passive income. But all of these things, guys, don't come at the cost of this. This has to be nailed first. And these are the stuff you work on in the background because they're not easy to do and they take a long time to perfect. Okay. So we looked at the 1 day. Now let's look at the last 5 to 7 days and just do this in your head of working and add up what you've earned. You should get pretty close to see what's in your account. All your time was doing this stuff and you wonder why you got no money in your account from your business. This is most likely why. We're looking at the cause and effect. I'm finding out I've got the end result, which is no money. I'm now going to backtrack through my activities and find out what were the things that cost me money. But I can also do the reverse. End result is I got $5,000 this week from clients. What got me that $5,000 client or clients? It came from YouTube. Cool. I know I need to spend more money or more time on YouTube. It came from 3 Facebook Lives every day. Great. I'm going to do more of that. And I'm going to knuckle down on that. So always track it. We do this at the end of every month. I look at the income, track over the last month, see what made me money and made me success and help my students. And then I reinvent that for the next month. That's why I end up doing the same thing every single day, every single month, because I found out what works for me. Okay. And again, it is none of that shit. Any questions on that, guys? Is that making sense? Tracking's huge. We're looking for something called asymmetry. Asymmetry is what's the least amount of stuff I can do, as in what's the least amount of buttons I can push for the biggest success. And if I know what buttons to push, I'll stop pushing all the other ones. That's why I don't do mindset. Didn't work for me. I don't speak at events. Didn't work for me. I have small books, but I don't spend time reading a book, writing a book. I don't read books either. I don't watch TV. I don't do any of that stuff. But I know it works for me. You have to work out what works for you. Does that make sense, guys? And tracking is really, really important. All right. And that can be for a diet, could be for a relationship. Jokes aside, one student said, you know, I want to find a husband. I said, cool, that's great. Are you tracking it? And she never thought about it logically. She was doing all the mindset stuff. Said, no, I've been single for about a year. I can't seem to find a husband. I said, well, what are you doing to go and find one? I'm sitting at home waiting. What are you expecting? Throw spaghetti or get on the, what are they, like dating app things. Go to pubs, go to all the places where men hang out. Sure, 99% of them might be assholes, but that one is not going to come knocking on your door. So if I want clients and I'm being honest and I look at what I've done for the week and I've done nothing to get them, why do you deserve to get any of them? Reputation's great. Referrals are great, but I want to make referrals a bonus because I can't I can't control where referrals are coming from. But let's say, for example, Catherine's got referrals coming in, which is great. She's making money. Her downtime should be isolating the things that would get her more clients that would turn into referrals later. Then she does a $10,000 a week from the action she took. And those 5 referrals that are going to come anyway become icing on top of the cake. What a fucking good week that would be. In the old days, can I say old days? Back in the day, referrals are awesome because there was only me and Catherine in the industry. Now everybody's a fucking coach. Everybody's a therapist. Everybody sells stuff on eBay. Make sense? But the cool thing is, Catherine and I know, as long as I do what all those other therapists don't want to do, I'm still ahead of the game. Abnormal things. Make sense? Questions, guys? Just get a couple of questions quickly. Go for it.
You mentioned on one of the pages, it was here, systems, scale, long-term actions, trimming the fat. Can you give an example of trimming the fat? And also, do you have, this is a lot of activities to do. Do you have a dashboard or something where you can centralize the monitoring and delegation of all this stuff?
Yes. Check this out. I'm pretty sure I've got it on this worksheet. This is all in the 100K as well, guys. We give you week by week. Did I put it on this page? Oh, no, I didn't. No. All right. So we give you the entire schedule. If you go into the masterclass section of the ACH, you'll see something that's about 2.5 hours. It's called asymmetry schedule. I give you what I do on every single hour of every single day, thing by thing. Just copy that. I even tell you what I eat and when I drink coffee. When I go to the bathroom, now that's a surprise. That's for me to know. But jokes aside, the list is there. Just go watch that. It's called Asymmetry. It's definitely in the masterclass, but in the 100K, it's a big part of the program. It's about 2.5 hours. It's huge. All right. But then again, you still need to learn YouTube. It's no fact that people say, well, I know how to use YouTube, but I upload videos. It doesn't go anywhere. You have to find the right title, the right content, the right tags. You've got to learn all that stuff. We show you that. You can't just throw it out and expect it to work. But at the end of the day, guys, when it comes to content and doing something, I always believe it's best to go to the extreme and do more than less. Quantity over quality. Quality comes later. Quality is the cameraman. Later, once you've got 500,000 videos up, people know who you are. Okay? But it's just a mixture of when I set my alarm, my work starts from 9 till 7 or whatever it is right now. Every hour is accounted for. And it is fucking boring. Boring. I push the same buttons every day. But why wouldn't you? It's like that experiment. I remember reading about this. They created a button with electrodes that would go to a rat's brain that every time you push the button, it would give the rat an orgasm to some extent. How many times do you reckon that rat pushed that button? Probably to death, right? Okay, jokes aside, I'm going to do this as well. And then over time, what I'm working on in the background, for those in the 100K, that program has been refined 4 or 5 times in about 5 or 6 years, hopefully getting better and better. Thousands of hours have gone into a program that's only about 40 hours long. Okay. As I find new ways to do things, as we find better things for you guys, we add it to the programs to make it better and better. And I'm refining it long term. It's like you go to like a hypnosis training and you're using the same scripts they were teaching 30 years ago. So you're telling me nothing's changed? Okay. So again, let's say I'm Catherine and I've got a program that's good. Let's say I've got an online program that's good, getting some results. Best thing I can do is what? Do I create another program? Or can I make this program better than Tony Robbins that has him sweating about it and I become the next person? We used to only sell one program for a long time and refined it to it is where it is now. We've included other things, but what does everybody do to increase their income? More complexity, more programs, more VIP offers, and it goes so out of control, but the money doesn't increase. So that's what I mean about taking over your niche. What if you could create that one pill form to help people overcome anxiety, guaranteed? Can it be done? Who knows? But they said that about Elon Musk and his electric cars. Now look at it. Always working in the background towards that. Make sense? Yeah, poor rat. Yeah, what a hard life. Josh, go for it.
I really appreciate this tracking on the what are you actually doing with your day. Back when I was 310 pounds, I realized TV, music, and all those distractions had to go as I was spending too much time in those things. So I've seen the power of tracking stuff, even down to dating life. One of the things I had is an ideal partner list. So I knew from 3 to 4 dates a week, are you for me or not? And I could quickly move forward and either land new dates or continue on to a second date.
Yep.
Are there more structured like tracking things like that in the 100K course?
Because I'll show you. It's not that I give you a program to track for you. I just tell you what to do. I'll literally say, post this then, do this here. Now, people take my schedule and play around and change, take things out. You might have to add personal life. You might have to add husband, wife, kids, dating, food, all that. But you can see the backbone. It's, and you look at it and go, fuck, he does the same thing every day. And I've been doing the same thing every day for more than 10 years because it works. So that's all I can give you. If I do mindset, I would have told you, but I don't, so I don't put it in there. It's just everything I do. Sure, the schedule changes every now and then. I might change this for that or this for that, but it's the same thing. It's like ACH, guys. Where do we start with? What's the problem? That never changes. But I could say, what's the problem with one client, or what do you want to work on? It's still the same place we're starting, it just sounds different. But you've got to sacrifice a lot. It's always funny when people when people launch their business, their first thing is, where can I put holiday time in? Should be the last thing you're worried about. Now, I'm not saying don't do that, but how extreme do you want to do this? Again, I'd rather do extreme now and coast later. I like to know when I'm in my 90s and don't want to teach ACH anymore, the 100K is still selling itself from what I made when I was 30, 33 or 34, whatever it was. And I'm hoping my YouTube channel is still making me income 50 years from now. As long as YouTube stays alive, I've got 1,500, 2,500, 3,000 videos still making me passive income every single month. Don't have to do anything. But you got to do that now. And that's a shit ton of work. But where's most people's times put in? Worrying about what people think. Worrying about launching the business. Does my logo look good enough? It's always funny. I see people post on their personal page, hey, can I get some feedback on my logo? Give me a break. Move on with it. No client is going to book you because of your logo. Got to have that URL down. It's got to be whatever. All right. Client getting activities.
So is week 1 and week 2 the 100K course? And I know you said you'd say something at the end, so just cut me off if that's for later. Is each day going to be do this, shut your brain off, and just follow directions?
I was actually nodding, but I don't have a camera on. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Do you know the struggle it is for people to actually follow it, even though I give it to them word by word? That's the hardest thing.
I'm pretty good at that stuff.
So the first week is all the systems. How do I have a system that can support 100 grand a year? We give you that, how to find your niche, your price, your systems, set up social media, blah, 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 blah. Week 2, we work the system, which is social media. Now, guys, if you do not like social media, do not join that course. I'm not upselling to you right now. I couldn't care less. If you join it off, you do. Awesome. If you don't, find another program. But there's no way around social media. There is no mindset whatsoever. It's just inputs and outputs.
One more question on that. From some of the YouTube videos I've watched, it seems like some of the people that really have gone far with a 100K course really did so by like the second week of the course.
Yeah, that's not typical.
For the people that are implementing your stuff textbook as said, is that something that you've noticed? Is there usually like, and I go understand that the niches and stuff like that are different and take time.
Yeah.
But is there, if you implement what you're told and you do as you say, is there some part of that you've noticed there's a higher success rate with those people?
Definitely higher, but there's definitely no guarantees.
Yeah.
There are students right now who are crushing it now that spend the first year failing. What did they do? What's the only thing they can guarantee they did? Like, well, I'll give you an example for, they kept going. And they're laughing now. But unfortunately, because I'd probably be one of those people too, follow something for a couple of weeks, too hard, no results, I'm going to buy another program and another and another and another. Got to stick to something for a long time because there's so much competition that's more important than anything else at the moment. Knowing that even if there's a lot of competition, doesn't mean everyone's doing the right thing. It's just more red ocean everywhere.
Yeah, I almost actually didn't even invest in your stuff strictly because I was like, why am I buying courses, keep seeing these things in there that are inconsistent?
Yeah.
And yeah, but here I am.
Yeah, and look, not everyone succeeds at it, but no one can't even succeed everyone in therapy. But as long as you keep going, as mentors have told you, which is a great idea, but we just give you the practical thing of, I say, all right, Catherine, do this, Bea, do this, Berta, do this on this day. Don't think, turn your fucking brain off. Just push that button. Orgasm away. That's going to be the catchphrase for our business course. No, that shouldn't say that. But Berta, go for it.
I laugh because you just answered my question.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just realized that I waste a lot of time frustrating in which language to post something.
Okay.
And I haven't that in the list, and I just wrote things down.
Okay.
So someone suggested that I should open another Facebook.
No.
And I feel too overwhelmed of it.
Yep.
So what's your take on it? Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what I recommend. Please do it. Don't think about it anymore. Do not open another Facebook account because Facebook will shut it down. I'll probably shut down your other account because I think you're being hacked. Okay. What is the biggest market you have? Your language or English? What is it?
So far mine, but I'm doing it just over a year, a little over a year.
That's fine. Pick one. Go with one for now. There's one of our students. God, what's her name? Not Catherine. Oh, what's her name? I think she is. Oh God, she Polish. I think. I cannot remember her name. She asked me this a long time ago, and she only does in that niche, and she struggled for a while. Now she crushed that. Can't remember her name. I can find that name. But yeah, Barbara's one of them, but it's I can't remember her name. But regardless, make a decision because otherwise you're in that choice limbo again.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Kathy, go for it.
Okay, so I'm leaving my video off because
that's fine.
I don't want to look at anybody while I'm doing this, and I don't want them to see me.
Yeah.
You may recall that technology brings me to my knees.
Yes.
And I have tried to follow the step-by-step. They're wonderful, but I literally can't figure out top right corner. It's that clear. How come I can't find it? So here's my question. I need somebody right next to me to help me. Where do I find that person?
No idea. Unless you want to come to my house, no idea.
Okay. That's the best I can do. I just need somebody to sit there and tell me step by step because I just can't figure the words out.
But Kathy, that's in the course, and I actually share my screen with you and say, push that button. It doesn't get any more.
I know you do, but mine doesn't look like yours. Yeah, you absolutely do. And you've improved the course so much that it really, really is superbly better.
But you need that person. I can't be that person. So you'll have to hire somebody or get your grandchildren or something to do it. That's not going to be me, unfortunately.
Thank you.
Okay. I did find her name. Oh God, I'm going to screw this up. Karen West Nielsen. From what I remember, I think it was her that told me, Berta, she actually learns English so she could start posting English. And her English is better than mine. And yes, she did, because I asked her for a testimonial video and she said, I don't speak good English. And I said, you spell English better than fucking I do.
Wow.
Okay, that's her. So she was learning it. Okay. But I can see from her posting, she has a bit of both, but I know she started in, holy shit, that's her nationality. But she's fucking awesome.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay. But that was great.
She's done this ACH course as well, I think. Yeah, she has. All right. So from there, guys, everyone happy that we know what to do. We know the schedule. So what I want to do now is let's take your offer and create an offer. Let's look closely at your niche as much as possible. We also want to look at price. Do you want to go through price first, guys? And let's look at the maths. Okay. Let's look at that first. All right. Well, that's not it. Well, where's my share screen? All right. This is a fun one. All right. So can everyone see this? Okay. This is our business economics and metric sheet. Okay. This is a formulating sheet, which means I just have to put the numbers in. It's going to do all the calculation. It's self-calculating. Okay. This is just an example of what happens when you charge too less to try and grow a business. Okay. Let's have some fun with this. All right. Client price will do all this sort of stuff. All right. So this is calculated on what my client price is, what my monthly revenue target. I'm going to talk about tax and VAT and all that. When I talk about that, how many clients a month I would need in order to make this target, how many strategy sessions, knowing that we're going to use a strategy call to make money, not book from our website. How many of those do I need? How many strategy sessions per day to create my annual revenue? Now, notice I haven't said, how long do I need with clients? You have to factor that in. Like I keep saying, MOS, the least amount of clients, the least amount of time with those clients, I've got more time to book strategy calls, more time to close them. This is calculated on if I do 5 strategy calls, I'm going to at least close 1. A bad salesperson, even just reading a script, should be good at that. We've got students right now that are closing 80, 90%. So these numbers are just simple for them. Okay. And you want to do this every month. All right. Monthly revenue target, let's say 10,000. Okay. Everyone wants to make $10,000 per month. If I times that by 12 for my annual revenue, quick maths would tell me $120,000 per year. Okay. We can do 50s and 20s. And we do all that next. Okay. I still don't know how many clients a month I need because I don't have my client price. Okay. Let's look at the average price right now. And this number is taken from Google when I looked at how much sort of hypnotherapists charge, according to one of the top training companies teaching hypnotherapists business, how to become therapists. They recommend anywhere between $150 to $180 per hour. They're charging hourly model. So I'm going to put that number in. Let's put 180. Watch what happens to how many clients a month I need, how many strategy calls I need based on I'm going to close 1 in 5 because I hate selling and I'm not good at it. All right. $180. Watch what happens to the numbers. I need 55 clients per month. I need to do 223 strategy calls a month. This is what's shocking. In order to make 120 grand a year, I need to do 11 strategy calls per day, knowing that a strategy call will take about an hour. Let that sink in, guys. So if you're sitting here saying, I can't get to 10 grand a month, the maths doesn't lie. It all starts from here. You can't, if you want to spend 12 hours a day just doing strategy calls, fantastic. Then you're going to allocate 2 or 3 hours, 4 hours maybe for ACH. That gets you 16 hours a day, plus family time, plus social media time. Let's hope you're happy with about 15 minutes of sleep per day, 7 days a week. The maths doesn't lie. So let's take $180 and let's be a little bit more greedier. Let's try 500, see if those numbers work out better. And there is the exact number we're going to get to, guys. $500 per client, knowing we're selling the end result, not packages, programs. If you want to stick with that, it's fine. End result. That's what my client's going to pay me for the result. Now let's look at the maths. 10 grand a month, 20 clients per month. Sounds pretty reasonable. 80 strategy sessions per month, pretty reasonable. 4 strategy calls per day. That's pretty good. It's gone from $180 to $500. 4 per day, it's about 4, let's say 4.5, maybe 5 hours with the prep and getting ready for the strategy call, worth of strategy calls, maybe 1 or 2 hours a day with clients. I've got family time I've got to include. I've got to have meal time. I've got to have sleep. Oh, still a little bit too much, but I can still make 120 grand. Okay. Not including social media time, stuff like that. All right. Let's try $1,000. 500 to 1,000 doesn't sound like much more, as long as I can sell it to my client. Oops, sorry guys. Go here. I'll take that out. $1,000 per client, just double my price. Oh, why didn't that work? Get rid of this. Sorry guys, bear with me. Okay, let's look at the numbers. All right, 10 clients per month, 40 strategy calls, 2 sessions a day, 2 strategy calls a day, 120 grand. Those numbers look good. Enough time to see clients, enough time to do some social media. Now, sure, $1,000. How the hell am I going to sell $1,000, Scott? I was 180. Now you're telling me 1,000. We're going to get to that. All right. What if I'm really greedy because I deserve more and I want to treat my family and buy a house and do all that? I want to get it to 20 grand a month because 10 grand I have to pay tax and that. It's not that much. Got to pay my stupid accountant. Got to do all that stuff. Does it still work? 20 clients a month. Sounds okay. Added strategy calls, 80 per month. 4 clients a day, 4 strategy calls, sorry, per day. Okay, 240 grand a year. Numbers look good. So hopefully you can see my point here, guys. Going up each time allows me a lot of freedom for good numbers. This is the best of 15 grand. I wish, Scott. 1,500. There we go. We'll start at 10 grand per month. Okay, this works out perfectly, guys, as far as MOS 80-20 rule. 80-20 rule predicts that I need to spend 80% of my time doing CGAs and only 20% of my time with clients. So if I only got a short amount of time with clients per day, I have to make my price justifiable to get to my monthly revenue target. $1,500, 7 clients a month. It's pretty good. 1 every couple of days. Strategy calls per month, 27. As long as I do 2 strategy calls per day, I'm going to close at least 120 grand per year. Okay. Now, I don't know what you guys want to be earning, but as long as we keep it at 1,500 above, we've got students that do 2,500. Okay. Between 30 and 40 grand a month per month, guys. Most therapists are doing 30 grand every 2 years. Numbers are still pretty good. My whole point here is, if you want to make 10 grand a month and you think you can do it at $18 a session, kid yourself all you want, maths doesn't lie. And that's the whole reason for this worksheet. You have to look at the maths. Okay? So let me do this once with one of you guys. Anyone want to just put their numbers in? I'll put them in for you. What does someone want to be earning per month? Right out there.
30,000.
Okay, 30 grand a month.
For starting out.
Okay, stay with me here. So 30 grand. Now I realize, how much work do you think Josh is going to have to do? A fucking ton of work at the start. Then we can coast later. Okay, 30,000. How much do you want to be earning? How much, sorry, do you want to be charging?
1,500 you said start.
1,500. Yep. All right. So this gives us a goal, guys. And now I can reverse engineer all the stuff I'm doing each day based on the worksheet I did before, as in what's costing me money, what am I doing to make money? As long as, if I set this at the 1st of April, I've got 30 days to achieve this. I want to do $30,000 in April. As long as I book X amount of strategy calls per day, have at least 4 strategy calls per day, I'd close 1 over time, 20 clients per month. That's my expected annual revenue. Now that he's calculated this, can he sit back and just wait for it to happen? Hell no. He needs a schedule. He needs to know how to use YouTube, so on and so forth. But it gives us a target. It's like having a client come in and not setting parameters and asking, what do you want? And they say, I just want to be hypnotized and solve my life problems. Go, cool, let's do that. There's no parameters. But now I know if I want to make 10 grand a month, I can reverse engineer, what do I need to do each day to get that? If I know to make 10 grand a month, I have to have 4 strategy calls a month. That means 1 per week that I have to close. If I'm closing every 4th or 5th strategy call, maths would tell me as long as I book 5 strategy calls a week, I'm bound to close 1 of them. And if I do that every week, end of the month, look at that, 10 grand. Once I figure out how to do that, and I do that consistently, I'm automatically going to get better at sales, which means that I can now do less strategy calls, close them. You may get to a point of getting really good at strategy calls, even based on better social media, that now you're closing every single strategy call. So Josh knows each time I book a strategy call, there's another $1,500. If Josh knows that, he's going to push that orgasm button till he's all done. I'll stop using that as a metaphor, but you see my point, guys. Rather than waking up each day saying, what do I have to do today? Where do I start? What should I focus on? I don't even know what I want. I ask therapists and coaches all the time, what do you want to be earning? And they say $1 million a year. I go, great. How much is that per month? Don't know. How many strategy calls do you need? Don't know. What social media are you going to use to get there? Don't know. What's your niche? I don't have one. All right.
I'm on track for quitting my job in August still at the end.
Yeah.
So that'll be a goal. Thank you.
Makes sense, guys? Numbers don't lie. And it's just a quick exercise to show you how to track those things. Okay. And it gives you incentive to wake up and go, that's what I need to do to get a client. Okay. Deb, go for it.
Yeah, so you just kind of answered my question, but if you're closing 25% of your clients, you're getting that result. So if you can improve over a 3-month period by, really honing in on your scripts and your strategy calling and make that 50%, you can essentially double your money.
That's what I said. And then you got a choice. Do I want to do more calls and double even more? Or do I want to do less calls knowing I'm still going to make more anyway? That's the value of getting good. That's what will happen with ACH or any type of therapy. You'll naturally get better at it. That's what I mean about MOS and making things better. Now, on top of that, if you get better at making social media, that'll automatically make the people that do book a strategy call easier to convert because all their objections are gone. I'm not relying
your
on
marketing doesn't really have to work harder. You just have to give the content that screens it, like that the person coming to you via your strategy call, you've actually already kind of screened them by addressing some of the pain points or issues.
But believe it or not, the more social media you do, the more calls you're going to book. Quantity over quality at the start. Then you'll get to a quality place where Bia can make 1 video per week and it outdoes every video that I make per month. But you can't start there because I don't know what that'll be. I'm not even there yet. We're still quantity because it works. Okay. You get better at sales, but people that have been in this program for a long time don't even use the script. And the script is not something you use. It's just to give you a reference and a base. Where now their strategy call is just asking 3 or 4 questions because the person has seen so much social media from them, they already trust them and believe them. It's just how can I pay Stripe or PayPal? They're the best calls.
Yeah, great.
But there is a cause and effect between social media and income, whether you believe it or not. People say mindset, people say inner child, believe what you will, but show me your income, your business income. Then we can justify the means of the end. Okay, you don't want to confuse possibility and probability. It's possible you could make $1 million a year. Everything's possible. Probability, if you do nothing about it, what are the chances? But people confuse that. People believe possibility, and that's all. It's possible I could leave this call, walk to my letterbox and see $1 million. Isn't that possible? If anything's possible, that's what we say. What's the probability of that? 0, goose egg, but people believe it. Okay. So to take out the possibility and probability, the only thing we can control, guys, is what? How much am I going to do each day? It's all I can control. How people react, I can't control that. Will people book a call? I can't control that. But the law of large numbers would tell me if I do enough of that, it'll work eventually. Once I know what works, I can backtrack, reverse engineer, see what works, track it all, and then stumble across asymmetry, which is the orgasm button times 5. Stop with that analogy, Scott, but you know what I mean. Or someone pushes the button for you. That's even better, less effort. All right. Any questions on that, guys? Okay. All I want to do now, guys, stand up for 3 minutes, walk around your house, come back. 3 minutes, just so we're not sitting. Okay. And then we'll get on to the next worksheet. right, if you're back, come on back. We'll keep questions down for now, guys, and we'll do them towards the end. That we can get. I didn't realize we've got a lot of more worksheets to get through, so it'll probably be a little bit longer today. But again, it's all recorded. Okay. All right. So if you're back, just switch your camera on if you want to, just so I know you're here. I'm going to get started anyway. Okay. So we've done that. Ah, beautiful. Actually on time. All right. So let's look at crafting your service. So we're not going to go through what do I call my niche and all that. You have to do the research on that. Okay. You have to go asking people, seeing what they want. But I'm going to imagine we've all collected that information. Okay. We've got enough free videos on YouTube if you want to see how we do it. If you need something more detailed and you're in the 100K, it's all in week 1. We call it symptom hunting. Yeah, let's do this one first. Okay. Or no, actually, no, we're not going to do that one first. We are going to do this one. Script, overall transformation. Is that the one I need? Okay, beautiful. Okay. So we're going to jump forward a bit. Okay. Can everyone just let me know, or Fritz, let me know you can see the MOS worksheet?
All good, sir.
Okay. So again, we're going to jump forward here. The reason we don't teach you how to find a niche, because it can take you a whole week to do just one exercise. So we can't do that here. I'm going to imagine you've got some idea to show you how to craft it together. I can also answer any questions around it. Okay. So this is an MOS worksheet. Will help you combine your niche, craft your MOS, so put together your service based on the price that you guys have, and all of those things. Create your message, give you an example of how we do that. All you do is collect all the information from your niche hunting, or the way you're going to research your niche. This is how we put it together. Okay. And I gave you the example of the women in narcissistic relationships. Okay. So pre-market summary. All right. Let's just do this as an exercise, guys. Write this down. What is your niche? Who do you want to work with? Women, men, general public, kids, teens, doctors, lawyers. Just write one thing down, just so we can get a feel for the exercise. So who are these people? In general public is fine for now. You can always refine this niche later. All right. We've had a couple of students who base their niche around religion and race. Seems to work really, really well. And I like that. Okay. So you can write that down if you want to as well. What is their current situation? If you know that you are working with women at the moment, and you know their current situation could be a lot of women are struggling to get the baby weight off after their child, put that down. What's their current situation? I gave you the example, narcissism, abusive relationships. We're just guessing right now. So write that down. Least amount of words, guys. What is their desired situation? What do they want? Where can you take them? Learn how to trust again, find their dream relationship, lose that last stubborn 10 kilos of baby weight, stop smoking cigars, start a business, become an entrepreneur. What is it? Write that down. Okay. Least amount of words. All right. Next is price economics. Just write down $1,500 for now, guys. And just imagine, yes, I can nail this ACH one session guaranteed. Again, it's just in your head for now, but always make sure it's in your currency. So the way we teach it, I say $1,500 your currency. Okay, for us, it's AUD. Might be USD, might be Canadian, rupees, whatever it is. The reason we want to have it in our currency, even though we get the majority of our clients and students come from the US, we still have Australian-based currency because it's easy to track for tax. That's the reason we do it. You don't want to change to somebody else's currency. So it could be 1,500 pounds. When you sell this, it'll convert to your client's currency. And that's the way it is. Time for breakthrough. How much time do you guys need that you're comfortable with? If you know you could probably get it done in an hour, but just to be safe, you're going to have 2 hours, write 2 hours. If you know you can get it done in 15 days, like 2 weeks, as per your program, whatever you're selling, but just at the start, I might make it 3 weeks because I feel comfortable, write that down. Then over time, you're going to shorten it down. You're not going to lower your price. You probably want to think about increasing it. The quicker the result, you can increase those prices. Now, somebody mentioned with price, every niche has a threshold. I don't know what that'll be, but some niches stop at a certain amount of money and that won't increase anymore. When you get to that stage and you want to scale, we need to look at online programs or selling another service. Every niche has a threshold. You just have to work that out. Okay. So we've got something to play with. Okay. Here's what's going to happen. At the start, you may not be sure how long it's going to take for your client to have a breakthrough. This is extremely normal. You will over deliver, give too much away, give too much time. This is normal. What I suggest doing is giving the most amount of time you think they will need, and you, of course, and that you're comfortable with. If you are sure that it might take 30 days, just start there. We just need a parameter. If you need 2 sessions, write 2 sessions. If you need 12 hours over 8 weeks, because that's the way your program's structured, write that down. We just need a parameter. Then over time, begin to trim the fat from your sessions and time and take it to 21 days, then 14, then 7, then 6.5, then 5, then 2 hours, then 3 minutes, whatever it is. Over time, MOS will present itself as you naturally get better. You get better proof of concept. You have clients having results. Okay. The MOS solution can take time to manage. Let it happen organically. The most important part is cash flow. And that's where we want to start. We just want to get something going first. So based on the above considerations, time and over delivering, what is the minimum work possible that you could do to help your client go from their current situation to their desired situation that you're confident in? What would it be? There's no wrong or right answer here, but I don't want you to bloat it for the sake of it. 30 days, 2 months, 1 week, 1 hour. The reason why, and you can have this in your marketing statement, having a time frame is people's minds work well when there's a time frame associated, and numbers work best. 30 days, 1 week gives the mind something to hold on to. Okay. Complete amalgamation. I help women who are in an abusive narcissistic relationship learn how to trust again to find their dream relationship. 30 days. Cost us $1,500 via strategy call. And I get those strategy calls, which I know that I need 4 per week. I get them as a result of doing social media. Now, this what I didn't work well for me. If $1,500 sounds like a lot, we're going to get into byproduct results in a moment. Say your price out loud 100 times a day till it's as easy as saying $100. Become accustomed to saying your price. Announce your I help message and what you'll charge for it. Let your mind and voice become used to saying it. It's just a number, guys. What a lot of people don't realize, it's harder to work with clients that that you've charged less because they're a pain in the ass. The higher the quality comes from a higher price. That's fact. That's why good things cost a lot. Paying for what you get. If you're happy to have $100 per client, just expect to have all those $100 client worries come with it. Doubts, frustrations, refund, guarantee talks. Higher the price, all those things go away. Okay? And this helps, guys. All right? But if you're still not convinced, $1,500, Scott, I can see the maths, I understand it. How can I explain it to people? Let me show you this. I'm going to hold off on questions for now. Let's move into one of my favorites, which is byproduct results. Then we'll do explaining ACH and then we'll go through the script. Did we just do this one? Okay, cool. We'll do this as a group. $1,500, Scott. So you're telling me someone's going to pay that for a result and it might only take me half an hour. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I can justify that. Let me help you justify it. We're going to map out the byproduct results that your niche could experience. That's the key word, could experience with their overall transformation. What are the byproducts from your overall transformation? We're going to list at least 10. We're going to use this mapping process to prove the value in transformation you can provide in order to find out what your clients get organically as a result of helping them lose weight or stop smoking. Talk to previous clients, look at testimonials, conversation you had with your most successful clients. But overall, let's just do a quick round robin here. I'll come back on a piece of paper, guys. Write out the numbers 1 to 10 for me, and we'll do this as a group. This is really cool. All right. Where most therapists are going to charge, let's say $150 for one problem. Overcome anxiety for $150. If I overcome anxiety what natural things could I also experience that are also positive? What would I get from that beyond just overcoming anxiety? Just yell it out to me, guys.
More confidence, less stress.
More confidence, less stress. What else?
Better sleep.
Calmness. Good one. Inner sleep, I think it was.
Better sleep.
Better sleep. I said inner sleep. Better sleep.
Awesome. Better social life.
Better social life.
More energy.
Energy. Let's get 5 more.
Peace of mind, sunlight.
Peace of mind. What was that, Josh?
More sunlight.
More sunlight. Yep.
Calm.
Calm. How many have we got? 10, 15? Wouldn't
New
the
life
ability
experiences.
to make
new experiences probably make more friends, better
ability
job,
to make faster decisions.
faster decision. Now, wouldn't someone go to a therapist and ask for those things anyway?
No.
Isn't that a single session? If doesn't a client go to a therapist, I want to be more calm. That's a therapy thing. But what if overcoming your anxiety happens naturally? So if I give my client a list of 15 of possibilities, which we know are going to happen, you're now charging the same as every other therapist, but we're just doing it all in one. And that's just 15 of them. What about the
That's
other
so
30
cool.
they're going to get that we don't even talk about? Do you see the bonus we're giving our clients, guys? Doesn't $1,500 seem cheap now?
I never seen it that way, but this is so cool.
It's cool, isn't it? Because that same client will go to another therapist. I go to Bia, make me more calm. There's $150. I go to Giles, make me sleep better. That's $150. I go to Josh, have more social life. This is all the same thing because it all underpins this anxiety thing. Let's do stop smoking. Quit cigarettes. What are the byproduct results of quitting cigarettes that are going to happen naturally? What would they be?
Better health,
Clean
more
skin.
money.
Health.
More money.
More money. Don't
Health.
smell. Better fitness. Breathe easier. These are all things someone goes to a therapist for individually. So if I give my client a list of 30 byproducts, $1,500 doesn't sound like much. And this is really pedestrian. This is really obvious. Makes sense. Now, that's not even telling a client, hey, you've got anxiety. How much does it cost you to keep that anxiety? Well, that's a good question. Well, I spend about $100 a week on junk food. Take that off the list. I'm going to save you that. I spend $50 a week on medication. Now, can't talk medication unless you're a doctor, but you sort of see my point with that. What else are you missing out on? Well, I missed out on my sister's wedding because I was too embarrassed because I couldn't fit into the dress, blah, blah, blah. What did that cost you? That nearly cost me a relationship with my sister. What's that worth to you? That's worth $1 million. Great. Let's give you that confidence. See where I'm going, guys? So you're not selling the thing, you're selling byproducts. And over time, you want to track these byproducts from all your different clients till they become what's called universal. Okay, what I mean by universal? Let's look at this. Do you think someone would experience the same byproducts if they quit smoking or overcome anxiety? Do you reckon the same byproducts exist? Pretty similar. What about weight loss and stop smoking? Pretty similar. Confidence and insomnia, pretty similar. See my point here, guys?